And this is Mage versus
Eternal
Warlock.
Sins.
A lot of casters tonight, baby.
I guess we'll do the showdown over here. This will be our dueling area over here. This big open circle. Who we got here? Eternal Sins right here. Where's Demanu at? It sounds like someone just whispered me. I don't see any whispers. I have all that turned off. So what I will do is if you guys have any issues, I'll just make Caster Jeff. I'll make everybody in here assistant. You can whisper anybody in here if you need an invite.
Whatever pronunciation sounds cooler is the way to say it. All right, first duel's going to get started here. Blink of Silence goes down onto the Priest as the life drain comes out. They try to blink away from it. They do blink out of it instantly. We are going to see a Fear come out. Will it connect? Nope, going to get silenced here, so they're going to have to go with their Fire Schools of Magic. They are locked out of that shadow. Both players getting relatively low here. Chronostatic Preservation, how much will it heal? 40%. Casting it again. Are they going to be able to get it off with that knockback? They're just going to cycle in the Fire Blast and the Cone of Cold. Down to 10%, just about. Oh, big heal coming out from the Warlock. They used their the Wildvine Potion. It maxed healed them. Wildvine Potion. You'd love to see that right off of the rip. Mage blinks away from the life. Drain there. Just kiting. Trying to finish off the pet, but I do not think that they're able. There's no way. That Wildvine Potion is a huge gamble. It can roll really low or really high. It rolled really high. That's from what I saw, that rolled really high. That's awesome. I believe it's 1 to 1500 or something like that. Dueling. Wildvine Potion. Yeah, it can heal anywhere from 1 health to 1500 health, and anywhere from 1 mana to 1500 mana.
One to 1500.
Yeah,
that's wild.
Yeah.
And hit the 1500 too.
It was a big heal. That's definitely a big heal. I'd be curious what I hit for it.
What's the cooldown on that?
Should be the same as any other potion, so it'll share the same cooldown with like mana potion, health potion. It's a tremendously big gamble, and yeah, it's fun. It could be fun. You don't see it a lot pulled out though.
Yeah, paid off big for Eternal Sins that round. That's his best 2 out of 3. So if you see up there, you'll see that Eternal Sins is up 1-0 right now. You can keep track of who's up on the score up top.
All right, next duel's going to get started here. Just chilling both those players down. Oh, the Warlock is tasting a lot of damage right now, down to 20% health already. The life drain comes out. They blink out of it immediately. Warlock's going to just use that offhand to try to mitigate some of that magic damage. A little bit is going to get mitigated. There comes the Ice Block coming out from the Mage, just getting rid of all those dots right now. There's Fire Blast cycle into the Cone of Cold fade away. Silence, and it's enough to finish off the Warlock and even this up. No Wildvine Potion this time.
Manu bringing it back for a 1-1. But a lot of people were thinking mages were going to win tonight. I saw a few people talking, got a couple DMs.
Can anyone confirm or deny? Someone in my chat was saying it's 350 to 200 health and mana is not shared on CD for the Wildvine. Maybe we'll need to look into that. I'm not sure though. Crazy though. And this is all tied up now.
1-1. I mean, this is it. The winner of this round moves on. Student
fodder. I'm sorry. So we'll have to discuss that another time. Okay. Yeah, 1-1 right here. And this is the second tournament hosted by Rift Esports here on Twitch TV. Reef Johnson. Seeing the Mage just Chronostatic Preservation and kind of like you're seeing like a pre-Ice Barrier, stuff like that. So he's already building up Elemental Heal. That's absolutely kind of crazy, honestly. There we go. We are going to see the fear come out. There's going to be the second ice block coming off the mage. That means their cold snap did as well. There's a little bit of a shield from the warlock with their like Alphand anti-magic shell. They're getting very low in executable range. Even 3%, 1%. They are going to heal themselves up a little bit, but it's right as the duel ended. Not enough. Dumanu. Mages.
Oh crap! I think I messed it up. Did I get it? Nice.
Or are you getting a sick replay?
Yeah, I have to I have to do all the replay stuff mainly, so sometimes I miss it.
That's so cool.
All right, well done. Imano moves on.
I think mages are going to be really good, honestly. As the more people are figuring them out, the more gear they're getting. The fact that they can like pre-chronostatic preservation right before the duel to give them like mid-game duels or mid-game heals. We'll see how they do going forward. And this next matchup will be Noose versus Zane, X-Zane. Shaman. So Priest versus Shaman. Noose is actually one where the other dueling tournament couple I've hosted, or sorry, casted rather, have been ones that he's organized. Good dueler here. I've seen him play Mage Phase 1, and now playing Priest. Plays Rogue as well, so control player for sure.
Yeah, Noose was a name that I heard very early on. When I started playing WoW because a friend of mine, one of my best friends from childhood, was like, "Yeah, I'm done with D4, man. I'm playing WoW," and I was like, "What?" I was like, I should play WoW. Like, what am I doing right now?" And as soon as we started, I immediately was like, "PvP is awesome. We're definitely gonna do some tournaments over here." And very first person I ever asked, someone was like, "Oh, you should check out Noose's tournaments." I was like, "Oh, Noose." I didn't know any names back then, and it was like one of the first servers I ever joined was his server.
Yeah, there's some really good duelers there through a couple tournaments, and there's still some like occasional on the fly things that'll happen as a result. So, and neat community to be a part of.
I like how they're both asking when they're ready. Yeah, well, some of the things to look forward to is getting the idea of when the dueling will start, having it ready, starting distance and whatnot.
Yep.
The polish.
All right, here we go. Noose just trying to kind of run away right now. Kite away, the big lava burst coming down. Willing. Oh, big damage down to Noose, down to 20% already. Grenade going to come out? Is it going to connect? No, it's not. Noose healing himself back up after the blanket silence down onto the Shaman. Shaman just trying to kite away as the Homunculi and Shadow Fiends are kind of beating on him. Noose getting their mana back slowly. Big Mind Blast. Connecting on to Zane. Blackout proc. Getting very low. Another Blackout proc. Noose rolling the dice right now. And coming back after being able to heal himself up after a nice Blanket Silence. GG.
Noose goes up 1-0. Sorry, I haven't been looking at chat actually. Just I'm not used to having my game open when doing this. I missed a bunch of. Where can you get this hat? Merrick, if you're interested in this hat, let me know. Message me on Discord, and we're out of them right now, but they're custom made by someone in our community who owns a embroidering company.
All right, and then we are seeing the Blanket Silence coming down. Grounding Totem is out too. That'll have to be taken care of, but Noose isn't too worried about that as he kites away. Now, one thing Noose is going to be worried about is the mana totals right now. Now, he is going to get a couple sips off. 1 tick, 2 tick. You are going to see a quick Lightning Bolt rank 1 come out just to try to interrupt that. Purges going down onto Noose. Feeling that pain where mana is concerned, but Priest can pop. They're not going to need a whole hell of a lot to make it happen as the Shadow Where Death comes down. Exane getting lower. There's a Psychic Stream. No Tremor Totem to speak of. It is going to pop, though, right there. Are they going to get a lesser healing wave? They do not. As Noose takes him out of the tournament.
Okay, so let's take a look here to see if Maria is on. If not, Maria Leonza. Oh, I don't have my chat turned on. I can't see it. Did Maria join the raid? I have everything turned off. I can't see anything right now.
I can take a peek. They did. They did indeed.
They did perfect. Maria, you're up. Maria, you face Azito Jones right now. Anybody here give Maria a quick summon? And I just want to remind you guys that in the brackets here, Bobka's spot is open. If anyone wants to take that spot, hop in right now. It's open. Matter of fact, if anyone wants to take this Gorgish spot, they can too. If there's anybody in chat right now who wants to just pop in right now and you know, go. Like you're free to join. See, dang, the epic music and instant replays on the sod duels is kind of comical. It's awesome, right? This music's actually royalty free. I was using other music, and YouTube gave me this like ban worldwide, do it again, we'll ban your account email. I was like, holy smokes, I didn't know that was a thing. So I was like, okay, I found some royalty free battle music and invite beast. Is it spelled just like that? Just beast? Invite Beast. Dang, if you got the name Beast, that's wild, dude. That's a crazy name, dude. That's a day one name right there. Okay, Beast, you're going to face Moonfire Beam after this. Bobka's opponent messaged me like right before the bracket shuffled actually and said he had an emergency at work. Said he had to go in, apologized. Very friendly guy. But he said he had an emergency, he had no choice, had to go into work. Beast, what class are you? Enhanced Shaman. Okay, Moonfire Beam. You're going to be facing an Enhanced Shaman. Just a heads up. Okay, so up next we have Josito Jones versus Maria Leonza. Let's see, is Maria here yet?
I was just looking for that myself.
This is definitely a Where's Waldo deal.
Yeah, I was looking too, because like with the casting guys, you are a little more limited with some of the informations you can get. You know what I mean? So it's like I was looking for much means I can to check if they were here, but yeah, I don't.
Oh, Para, welcome, dude. Yeah, you missed out. I think you were supposed to fight him last week, and you dropped for whatever reason. I don't know. So, all right, Bobka, you got your opponent. You have your rematch from last week. Para is in. All right, Para, you're gonna take on Bobka, in round two. You're gonna be up maybe in like 4 or 5 matches. You're up. Dang, last week's rematch. It's on. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Let's see, Maria. We got Speedy, Colonel. Josito Jones over here ready to fight. Josito Jones won last week. Epic performance. Didn't even lose a round, actually.
Him.
Hey, what chess piece is that?
Yeah, do we have any warlocks that can summon him?
Oh, it doesn't show up because I have everything turned off. Yeah, next week going to start using... I'm going to start showing off everybody's gear next week. There's a really killer website that shows you players and what they're wearing, with a little animated, you know, of their character kind of standing around and bobbing, where you can look at all their stuff. We're going to be using that website and showing off everybody's gear.
And there's no losers bracket here in this one, is there? Correct?
There's losers bracket, yeah.
There's a loser for like.
Oh no. There's sorry.
Yeah.
There's a third place bracket, but no, it's not double elimination.
Okay.
I've had some issues. We've done a lot of tournaments already, like 50, 60 tournaments, and the downside to double elimination, there are a couple downsides to it. One of the downsides is that you have a high chance for the final fights to be the same person 4 matches in a row. and with their opponent being the same 3 out of those 4 matches. So you end up getting almost 4 matches straight of the same person versus the other person, which is not very fun to watch. Just seeing the same people fight for 25% of all the matches of the whole night, you know. And then the other issue being that it does actually widen the gap between those more likely to win versus those less likely to win. If someone who is a favor or like a favorite gets knocked out, then they just go to losers bracket, and the chances of them losing again, isn't as great. Which a lot of people do. The argument on that is, well, that means the person who should win is more likely to win in regards to skill, but this is also like a community for fun thing too. We want people to, let's just say Josito Jones, for example, won last week. If he gets knocked out right now, everyone's like, oh man, like Josito Jones got knocked out. But if he goes in the losers bracket, what are the odds of him coming back and making it to the finals?
Yeah. Yeah, I can see both ways. And honestly, with you kind of have your first off. I feel like, to keep us on track, I feel like the priest that's competing is actually doing STV right now. So I'm looking at the map just now and I see him in STV or something. So I don't think they're coming.
Oh, you're talking about Maria? Maria's not coming?
I don't think so. They're like in an alter in STV.
They're in STV right now. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right then.
Yeah,
Maria
yeah.
Leonza, you missed out on your chance to fight, I guess, this week.
Yeah.
They signed up literally last second, so
Yeah.
they may not have been aware of the time, maybe. Oh, Docs is here. Docs, you want to take that spot? We got a spot open right now. Take it or leave it. This is it. You can fight Josito Jones.
Oh, did they take their summon? They might.
She's here.
They might have taken the summon. I wasn't sure. I was
Last
just
second,
trying to.
they showed up.
I was trying to keep on track. I was like, all right, what is going on? Okay, I see an STV thing going on right now, but I'm not sure.
Where is she? Here she is.
Yeah, so we're good to go. Perfect.
We made it. Hey, look at that. Maria looks geared. That's nice. I like that hair. Maria's looking tough. Okay then. So it looks like it's on.
All right, perfect.
Zito Jones, Maria Leonza.
And this will
Love
be
the coaching over here.
priest versus priest here. Lots of priests coming out. The whole monastery.
We're over here in the blue corner, watching the coach and his fighter. All right, Maria, here you are. We're up.
We have a mage giving them water on the field, getting their last minute concession stand snacks, if you will.
Came in here last minute, just sprinted into the building, huffing and puffing, sweating. Says, I need a sip of water before I go fight. Josito, still stone cold.
You see that every time too. He always keeps his composure. Was patient, waiting for the dueler.
Well, Electro, was that take off your what?
Archking Elect, and it looks like they did, so they're good to go.
Good call.
All right, the duel is going to get started here. There we go. Already half mana, though, just from all the dispels. Mariah getting low. Blanket Silence going down on them. Just kind of trading dots right now. Nothing substantial happening. No blackout procs. Is the Mind Blast going to come down? There's the Blanket Silence onto Josito this time. As they're just trying some wands. Mariah getting lower than Josito, that's for sure. As the Psychic Stream comes down, gets out of it with the Shadow Word. That is enough to finish him off.
So many Homoculi running around.
Yeah, it's
Look at those little buggers.
It's always funny. It's like, what are they gonna? Who will they go for? You don't know. They're unpredictable. If you've leveled with a priest or leveled with a priest friend, or you've even been in a dungeon with a priest, you know those little buggers can be super unpredictable. Like you can just run underneath somebody and it might not attack them, or it'll just run across the dungeon and attack everything.
Yeah, you know how in Nomer you want to stick to the left on those couple hallways? I don't have them. I never pull them out just in case.
It's probably safer. That little bit of armor reduction, is it worth it? On the bosses for sure. Maybe not on some of the trash in there.
Oh yeah, boss is 100%. Yeah, sorry, Crex. Yeah, I'm just looking over at chat now. I don't see chat because all my overlays are entirely off. So if you see, like, if I click guild combat, I have empty. Oh, I can see my combat for some reason.
All
Oh, we're
right,
off.
they're off to the races right now as the blanket silence goes down onto Mariah. Just kind of kites away, and it feels like Hosey likes to just kind of get that out. And there we go, same case. Gonna get traded the blanket silence as Mariah. A little bit weaker. The blackout proc comes out from Josito onto the Mariah there, getting very low. Looking like Josito's game potentially here. We are going to see Mariah use the dispersion, mitigate some of that damage. She just try to kite away. Don't think there's much they're going to be able to do, though. So Zito takes care of them and kicks them out of the tournament. Good game. Thanks for coming, Mariah.
Nice try, Maria. Yeah, if you were looking to Crex, if you want, I actually think there's one spot open, Crex, if you want to get in here. I believe there's one spot left in the brackets open. You guys ever see that movie Dinosaurs, that Disney movie? Super sad Disney dinosaurs movie from like 2004 or something. These dinosaurs remind me of those guys.
I'm not proud to admit it, but I don't think I know that one. And I was more familiar with like Land Before Time. Now that was some good stuff right there, but I don't think Dinosaurs I was just aware of.
Okay, so up next we have oh, I mean, Crex, if you want in right now, Corvina has that a buy right now. I don't know if that's what you were messaging about, but if you're in, Crex, you can take that spot. Beast, I don't remember what Beast you're taking. Moonfire spot. Para's taking. Well, let me show you what I'm looking at so you guys can see. Beast is going to take right here, this spot right here, Gorgish's spot to face Moonfire. Para is taking Johnner's spot to face Bobka, but Skritty dropped as well. So if someone wants to hop in like right now, we'll do the Moonfire Beast fight, and then you guys can fight right after.
Bless your heart for keeping up with all that.
But yeah, I can't see chat. So if your docs, if somebody, yeah, whoever, just come up to like my face on the screen and type to me. So I can read that. If you type with just, /S, I can read that. Looks like Docs is here. Docs is in. You got it, Docs. You're up. So you're going to face Corvina right after that. She's a rogue. And you're a shaman or druid? You're a druid? Corvina, you've got a druid right here that you're going to face right after the Moonfire and Gorgish fight. Whoops. Sorry, I didn't have it on brackets the whole time. Okay, so up next, we're going to have Moonfire versus Beast. Beast, I believe, said was a shaman. The Beast is up. Moonfire, ready to go. Harvest Reaper.
What was the status on World Pets? Bobka was asking. I can't remember the ruling on like
what's a world pet?
Like mechanicals. What would
this guy right here?
Yeah, I think that'd be one example.
I mean, he comes from engineering. I know that because you can make those.
I'm trying to think of some other examples of world pets. What are other
like a dog whistle, maybe?
Oh yeah, like dog whistles. Dog whistle.
Something you get out
of.
Pets are on the docket for. I want to make sure that I get feedback from everybody. I don't want to just talk to like one person and be like, all right, Plus, I do really want to form the Combat Collective. I really want to get people who are professionals in this, know exactly what time it is to make those decisions. But yeah, at the moment, I guess pets are in. Just don't go overboard. I don't know. I do apologize for being so busy the last week, but I'm here from here on out. So you guys will have my undivided attention forever from now on.
So it sounds like for this one, there's nothing stating they can't, but that's going to be something that's like a priority to look at as we do more of these.
Yeah, yeah. It just nobody wants to fight 12 pets,
Yeah,
and no one
that's
wants to
my
spend
thought too.
50 gold in pets. I guess just for now, we'll just say like 1 or 2 pets out. Just don't bust out 6 pets.
Yeah, yeah, and we'll fine tune
You
that
know.
and put it in ahead of time for those that like prepared for it, so where it's like can't at all slash well very limited.
Ooh, 1 sec. Actually, I forgot to switch you guys is.
So the couple that I'll come to mind are like the whistle, the spike collar, the dragonling. Oh, the
All
duel's
right, they're
actually
off.
started here. Here we go. Moonfire versus Beasts. As Moonfire just tries to kite away just a little bit. You do see he does have, if I'm not mistaken, the Camp Taurajo buff to give him that little bit of move speed. We are going to see that Starfire come down, but it is going to be grounding Totem immediately. Shaman's going to close it. This is Warstomp's going to come down, but it's going to get resisted by the Shaman as they do Frost Shock and just keep this distance closed onto Moonfire. There is going to be a Star Surge going to connect onto the grounding Totem. Moonfire healing himself back up to a healthier total there. Shaman just trying to close the distance. You are seeing the Frost Shot come out once again. Moonfire just double shifting into the Cheetah. Wild grows himself back up. A little bit purged. And we are seeing a Frost Shot enough to finish him off. Wow.
So Beast moves up round 1.
So the survival of the fittest. Just looking at some of Moonfire's runes. Survival Instinct, Survival of the Fittest, Wild Growth. That was kind of the trifecta of defense I was trying to run when I was doing a lot of different duels versus some of the more offensive classes, which are a lot of classes. It just feels like you aren't really ooming, so it isn't like you need the usually anyway, the fight's over usually before, so you're not really needing this hard like the Storm Rage talent and stuff for the free rest. It's more like I just need to survive, so survival of the fittest and stuff like that to try to just outlive. Wild Growth, the trifecta of defenses, almost 3 defensive runes.
Yeah, Beast was a last minute entry, like literally last second too. The fact that he came in and said, "I'll take that spot." Versus Moonfire, who I watched the other day on his stream. Moonfire streams, by the way. You can check him out. I believe his stream is Moonfire Beam. I watched him hit it like at 1800.
Yeah, those things hit. When they hit, they hit. It can be tough to get them off versus shamans, but it feels like that is a huge win condition for the druid. It is just like versus anybody. Can I land a Star Surge? It doesn't mean that you need to every time. Here we go. We're gonna see the Tingling Roots come down. Not gonna connect. There's a decoy totem just like free himself from these roots and stuff like that. So things like Nature's Grasp aren't gonna be as effective. The shaman just like moving his totems a little bit closer, throws down that grounding. Moonfire is just gonna put a Moonfire on it and get rid of that pretty quickly. Are we gonna see the Nature's Grasp come off? Nope. We're gonna see it Earth Shocked afterwards. There's Nature's Grasp. Instantly going to just get it trinketed afterwards as Moonfire tries to kite away. There's a Frost Shock going into Cheetah form just to keep moving, keep grooving. Beast does have plenty of mana right now, but do they have enough life as we see Nature's Grasp come out? But the Decoy Totem's not going to allow it. Starfire is going to connect. Grounding will not come out to save him this time. There we see the Lesser Healing Waves. 1, 2. Another Grounding just eats that Wrath and the Star Surge. We get double value from the Grounding. There's the big Starfire. It is going to stun as well. Big Rat's coming down. 1, 2, 3. Boom! And the Boomkin's going to finish him off, evening this up 1-1. You love to see it. You know, you might sometimes see Blackout procs and the Starfire procs to get the stuns, and you're like, damn, that's pretty lucky. But when you have a lot of sources of that damage, or whether it's the Arcane or the Shadow, whether you're a Priest or a Druid, you're casting those abilities a lot. You're going to see a 15% eventually, right? I mean, sometimes you see a lot of them too.
Just reading here, Zurumbosa, what would these guys ever do if their space bar is broken? Oh, because they jump everywhere. I'm a jumper, man. I don't.
Yeah.
If when one of my first things about a game that I judge about a new game when I play is if I can jump. If I can't jump in a game, I'm just like, what's going on here? Why can't I jump?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you there, buddy. It's almost instinct. This point as this duel gets started here. Jumping into this
Yeah, she's
next
over
one, if
there.
you will. The Entangling Risk is going to come down, but it's not going to connect. There's a Grounding Totem. There's going to be a Starfire proc. It is going to put that Shaman in a more vulnerable position. Moonfire trying to kite away. Starfire's out as well. At the dueling round ring, though, right there. There's the War Stomp coming out. It's going to connect, even though they are an Orc. That's huge. Shifts out of the Frost Shock if they're able to. Big healing wave coming out from the Shaman because they do have some of those Maelstrom tracks, so it's a quicker. It was a quicker one. It wasn't an instant one. There we go. Just going to eat that grounding with the Star Surge as we kite away here. Will we be able to get like a Starfire? Is it even going to be worth it? Cycles out another Star Surge. That's going to get grounding as well. Couple Ras connect. Is it enough? And it is. Moonfire moving
Ooh,
on to the next round.
what a fight. I mean, after seeing what Beast did round one, I was like, ugh, Moonfire just got taken out by the player who just last second came in. But Moonfire, I don't know what adjustments he made and what he did, but his next 2 rounds, well done. Great fight, guys.
I was even scared because like Moonfire was on the edge of the arena, and he got connected with the enhancement shaman. And when that happens, you can just kind of get tapped. But he got the war stomp off, which is huge, and that could be tough versus orcs sometimes. And then just kind of was able to kite away.
So Corvina, you are facing Docs, I believe, correct? I believe that was the. Where's Docs at? Docs is a shaman. Wait, are they already? Oh no, they're just just doing for fun. Uh, Corvina and Docs are up. Oh no, he's a druid. I think he said he was. I believe. And Docs has like a special O. I think, right? I'm making this up. Oh, they're already out here. Doing a run around for no reason. All right, please work. Sometimes this copy character name doesn't work for me. I don't know about you guys. Oh, it did. Perfect. Okay. Got a nice little square right there.
Nice. Got to change last second as we're going to see a Druid versus Rogue matchup. Now, we are going to see the Rogue with a lot more tools. We haven't seen this matchup yet, I don't think, at least not very much of it. At the very least, the Rogue opens up. Already has the Druid down to half HP. Kidney shots going to take them down. They drink the Swift Thistle Tea, and they do a ton of damage to that Druid. Oh,
That was huge.
big damn. And actually, I didn't know this, but they had asked a question earlier to me. Corvina, if I'm pronouncing that right. And looks like they stream as well. So if you guys want to check out Rogue action.
Oh yeah, Corvina does stream. I think it's spelled exactly like that too.
Yeah.
Corvina in Twitch.
It is. Why don't you drop a follow?
Yeah, I like how a lot of people here stream. It's nice. You can really, it's like you watch this, you see someone who's just absolutely killing it. You see somebody who's, I don't know, whatever, for whatever reason. Most of these people, you can actually go in there and talk to them. And one thing I love about this community is how friendly almost everybody is.
Yeah, there's some good folks, man. This next duel goes down now. Keep in mind, some of those cooldowns are used by the Rogue and stuff, so we'll see if they can manage that kind of burst once again. Onto this Druid. There we go, opening up. They're going to get the Fairy Fire out right off the bat. Are we going to see the War Stomp? We do. Trinket out immediately. There's the blind on the Druid. They don't have an Abolished Poison on themselves. They are going to have to eat this, unfortunately. Bad situation for our Druid friend here. One of the things you like to utilize now with the Druid is Abolish if you can versus the Rogue, but there's only so many GCDs that you can use right now as they try to kite away, put the Moonfire down. There's a sprint. Star Surge into the Vanish, getting low. Can the Druid bring it back? They're getting very low. There's the Health Potion. Into the Star Surge, spamming those Mutilates. Can we get any sort of stun down? There's the pistol stun, but they are just kind of whittled away there in the Entangling Earth, trying to get away. There's the Wild Growth onto the Druid here. As the rogue tries to get in, but it is going to be tied up 1-1 in this rogue versus Boomkin.
And that fight was wild.
A lot of cooldowns utilized here now. God, I love Boomkin Farm. It's so cool.
Just a couple guys having a bite to eat and drink before they tear each other's throats out.
Those massive HP and mana pools really showing, you know, when we get to eating and drinking from empty. As the next duel is going to get started here. Druid's going to just try to abolish poison himself. Don't want to get blinded every once in a while. It is a little bit of mana, but it can be worth it if you find the time for the GCD. The cheap shot's going to come down out of the Druid. Wound poison's on him, and there's the Gouge trying to get just a little bit of energy back before they open back up onto our friend. Druid does drink a potion in between the pistol, in between the eyes there. Is going to land onto the Druid. Lots of damage coming out. Going to shift out, trying to hit themselves with some hots if they're able to. An abolished poison would go a long way right now, trying to get that wound poison off on themselves. They do still have a fairy fire onto the rogue, so there ain't going to be any like hard resets as the moonfire starts ticking away. We are going to see the Gouge. The rogue, do they have the burst? I don't think they have the burst to deal with it this time. We see another pistol shot, but it's
surprised we didn't
not
see
enough.
a bandage right there on that Gouge.
Yeah. GG. Druid friend going to move on to the next round. GG's.
Real close 2-1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that first round so convincing in our rogue's favor. I was pretty sure the next might look similarly, but Druids seem to have their number, just be able to survive through their burst and cycle out wild growths and just kind of survive. Wild growth's so comfy. I know it doesn't feel good to like shift out necessarily, but it's kind of what Druid does anyway. Like we have like way more utility in spells we can utilize now within the Boomkin form, but like Wild Growth's just so comfy to try to survive and guarantee wins in 1 versus 1s. And as great as the dot damage is when you are in Boomkin form, like realistically, you're gonna have to play more defensively in this bursty meta. You're not necessarily having time in a duel to like let your opponent rot down with double dots as you Moonkin form away. So Wild Growth just feels good.
I'm a stickler for a capital letter sometimes, so don't mind me while I just totally switch that out. So, all right, so up next is Josito Jones and Prodigy. We are now in the full round 2 brackets. So if we come over here, we'll see now. Completely in it now. Third place bracket is for some reason isn't showing down there in the bottom right, but it is there. Now we have Prodigy, Josito Jones, Speedy, Blazes, Felice, Demanu, Deathproof, Noose, Ecto versus, I gotta switch that out here. That is Dox, Bobka versus Para. Para's taking out that spot, so we're getting our rematch from week 1, what was supposed to happen. You with the Feds, Moonbeam, Optic Flare, and No Hit Jerome. That spot is actually open. Optic Flare can't make it. Actually, he said he might, but probably couldn't because it's a raid with his guild.
All right, this duel's gonna start. Josito's got every pet in the book. He's like, I don't give a fuck. If I can use pets, I'm gonna do it. Blackout Prod going on to Josito. Just trying to dot each other up, you know. Hoping some land. There's the Blanket Silence coming out. Shadow Fiend utilized as well from Prodigy. It's kind of hard to say. There's the Shadow Word Death going to get traded there. Prodigy getting low. We are going to just see the Dispersion. Josito, there's the Blackout proc. We're going to see so much damage come out from both these players. That actually was very fast-paced at the end there. We saw the Shadow Word Death coming out from Prodigy, getting Josito very low right before the Dispersion. But Prodigy was already so low that once Josito got out, he was able to finish off Prodigy. GG's.
Who won that round? That my thing didn't update until last second when they both looked dead.
Josito did defeat Prodigy. It was really close. Prodigy's Shadow Word Death almost finished Josito, but it wasn't quite enough juice.
Wow. It literally out of nowhere, all of a sudden, on screen, I just saw their lives. Both of them just went down to 1%, and I was like, oh, I didn't know who it was.
The pet shit is just. Oh shit, dude. All right, here we go. The next one's going to get started here. The dot's going out. Just dispelling themselves. Not going to let this stuff connect. Saying, hey, dispel me. You know, it's just shadow word pain and whatnot. So, kind of getting up those weaving stacks. So, Zito's mana is already getting challenged, though, right now. I'd say about almost half of what Prodigy has is the Blackout proc goes on to Zito. We see a Mind Blast. Follow it up with the Shadow Word Death. So much damage onto Zito. The Blanket Silence coming down on from Prodigy onto Zito. Trying to finish him off. The grenade from downtown is going to connect. There's the Mind Play afterwards. Getting low. As they chase him down. Is it enough? It is going to be enough as this round goes to Prodigy.
Wow, that is from last week and this week. That is the first round we've seen Josito lose. So at least here in Rift, he's no longer undefeated. Round-wise. What a performance from Prodigy that round.
Oh, the next duel is going to get started here. Here we go. Shadow of Death trying to just trade it out. Grenade going to come down, going to clip some of the pets, but not going to clip the player here. Josito, maybe a little bit of resource deficit, but it's a pretty close situation right now. Blanket Silence going down onto Prodigy. You are going to see an advanced target dummy. Josito's trying to mitigate some of that pet damage as he just puts out the dots and goes into their dispersion. And so much damage going on to Prodigy from the Shadow Word Death as well. Are they going to be able to finish him off? It's looking like it as Josito takes it, and I don't even know how they turned it necessarily. It was like they had they did cycle Shadow Word Death into the dispersions and stuff. It looked pretty close, and there's explosive damage coming out from Priest right now.
That had to have been a crit on that Shadow Word Death. That was so big.
Yeah, it really was. I think that's the one way you kind of deal with the insane pets when they are theirs. You just throw out the target dummy and, you know, kind of hope for the best. I know Josito did that. Was that a difference maker? No idea, but it was one of the things that happened there. And I'm sure it helped mitigate some damage.
Hey, what a fight. So up next, we're going to have Speedy versus Blazies. Blazies, our first warrior for the night. Where are you at, Blazies?
All right, a little warrior action. Nice. I like when I see warrior action.
Is he already out here?
Yep, they're actually getting started. They're saying,
Oh, they're already fighting.
and
oh,
just
no.
like just in a warrior fashion, just gonna smork their way into this one. They're already having half HP, and Speedy is not losing HP at any quick rate. There's going to be a even a pain suppression, an anticipation for the warrior's burst potentially as they cycle the powered shield and they just kind of put up the psychic stream and say, you know what, not today, Mr. Melee. You know, I'd be stoked, but I think Warriors would be hard pressed to make it happen. They're gonna have to get some big cooldowns out or some big damage. I don't know if maybe their 30-minute can do it. Maybe, I don't know. Good luck to our
Round
warrior.
2 about to begin.
Yep. They do get that Berserker's Charge into the Priest here. And they do have the Berserker's Rage too. Preemptively popped, I think. Oh, there's a Psychic Stream, so there we go. Just preemptively hit that. There's the Blackout proc coming out. And this warrior is feeling the heat as Mind plays enough to finish him off.
So Speedy moves up 2-0. Speedy is now going to face in the quarterfinals Josito Jones. Josito Jones has faced Shadow Priest actually every single time. Maria Leonza, Prodigy, Speedy.
And you might say too, it's like, well, you know, back-to-back mirror matchups aren't always what you want to see, but at the same time, it is kind of an opportunity for Jose to kind of be like, hey, I'm a good Shadow Priest. I can beat other Shadow Priests as well on top of other classes. So I think it is a good opportunity for that. This is going to be Felice versus Dumanu. This will be Hunter versus Mage.
Paramarai, what class are you? Your warrior.
See the Hunter not bringing out their pet right off the rip here. Chronostatic Preservation from the Mage, man. We're seeing it before the duels. We're seeing Ice Barrier. We're seeing Chronostatics stacked up early. We're seeing Frost. Here we go. And this duel is going to get started here. Popping off another one. Topping off, if you will. Super defensive spec right now. There they have 10 seconds. Ooh, we are going to see Gnomish invisibility there, if I'm not mistaken. Or is invisibility potion. I didn't see which one, but it's not so important at this very second as the Mage puts down the damage. There is going to be the trap coming out from the Hunter, which is actually huge right now as it gives them an opportunity to try to cut away. There is going to be a concussive shot proc coming out as the Mage closes the distance or tries to. Hunter bringing out the pet, feeling comfortable enough to, but Felice is about to say goodbye. It's just from the living bomb and those little bits of extra damage, the instant cast from the Mage is enough to slowly whittle away from the Hunter. But the Hunter, are they going to be able to do it? Big melee coming out. Can they? No. Arcane Explosion is enough to finish him off in round 1. You never know when sometimes when you see the Hunter's opponent kind of like feel like, okay, I'm getting in their dead zone, I'm going to finish them off, and both those players are low at 20-30% total. Sometimes you see the Hunter every once in a while just like pop out a huge melee and just finish off the Mage. So I was a little bit scared there, but it didn't happen this time. Felice very patient with the pet, making sure for the right opportunity to get rid of that or to get that out. I think sometimes they wait for like the living flame because then like you can't really sheep the pet as well, and I think that's important. All right, he's Gnomish Cloaking Device this time. So I think it was Invis Potion last time, and Gnomish Cloaking Device this time. I've seen some cheesy stuff with it before, and I'm seeing some cheesy stuff with it right here. As a big aim shot comes through, and it does a ton of damage to the Mage. Can they even finish him off? Can they get the Chronostatic Preservation? They do! Oh my god! I think that was Palm Chronostatic Preservation, as we do see a full reset onto this Mage right now. That was a crazy play from Felice. Big aim shot coming out right now. If they blink in, they're not going to be able to get it off. There's the Raptor Strike. Grenade coming down. Isn't going to connect in the way you want it to. Chronostatic. There's the Ice Barrier as well. All this arcane, all this damage getting stored up for the Mage is going to allow for an opportunity for them to heal himself back up very low. There's the Scatter Shot. There's the Raptor Strike. It's enough to finish him off and even this up 1-1. Wow, that was sick.
That was crazy.
It was back and forth there. That Palm Chronostatic or that instant Chronostatic was so much healing. They recently raised the coefficient on all the Arcane Mage healing spells, so they're all getting more affected by spell power because of the recent changes to that. And it was already good. But it seems really good in duels right now. And no, it couldn't be Palm either. I'm silly. I don't know how he got an instant cast off, but I saw an instant what looked like an instant Chronostatic because it healed him like quick. I'd almost need to see a replay of happening. He's defrost, so that couldn't even have been the reality to it. Either way, the duel's going to get started here. It could have been even either way. All right. I'll worry about that later. As the grenade comes out from the mage, just going to connect with both of them. The living flame kind of starts burning him away. There's the cone of cold as well, slowing him down, making sure that Hunter just kind of sits in that fire right now in a really tough spot. Where how do you come back? You don't. But it was a fun series though. Well played. I'll have to watch that one later.
So Demanu takes it 2-1. Okay, up next, Death Proof versus Noose. You saw Noose earlier take out Exane, Shaman. Now Noose is going up against a Priest. Death Proof's first fight of the night.
Oh, the last 20 seconds of Chronostatic you can instant if you precast. Damn, what a crazy spell. I'm going to have to play with that one later on my mage. So many runes to kind of master and learn as this next tool is gearing up. Another Shadow Priest, mirror matchup. I don't know that I've seen Death Proof Duel or not. Noose even putting on that Levitate for a little bit of debuff protection from the dispels and stuff. Funding the light feather farmers of Barons single-handedly right here. There's the Blackout Proc on a Noose right now. As they just trade the Homunculi. Seems like a lot of Homunculi are on Death Proof, though, if I'm not mistaken. I bet you some are of his are on there right now. There's the Blanket Silence going to come down. Big Mind Blast from Noose in the shadow where death is enough to finish him off. Whoa. Ooh. Big damage.
Oh, whoops. Ended that replay a little bit early. Let me just reshow it, because I didn't mean to end it. That was a close ending there, too.
Was. Shadow or Death's an explosive ability. Partially, especially when you're trading. Something to think about, too, for everybody watching is like, when you have two Shadow or Deaths firing off, you have to think about not only the Shadow or Death you're doing to them, but the Shadow or Deaths they're doing to themselves, too. Like the damage. The next duel is going to get started, though, right here. Priest just run around. Noose lower on mana here, though, right now. At 40% mana versus 62% mana. Noose is going to utilize that Shadow or Shadow Fiend. You're seeing them both use a Shadow Fiend. Death Proof using double mana just to, like, they're just full. I don't know if they needed that much. Oh my gosh! Noose, settle down, buddy. Let the poor boy play. That is so much damn coming out right now. GG.
And now Noose moves on to face a mage, Demanu.
Mm-hmm.
Noose has fought a shaman, a priest, and now a mage. One heck of a spread.
Yeah, it is. A little different. Whereas the top part of the bracket is just like priest, you know, Rosita's just fighting priests, but it's a little different for Noose here. Mage Priest, I'm looking forward to when that one happens. This next one's actually going to be Druid versus Warlock. Ecto versus Dox. All right, here we go. Let's get cracking, baby. Star Surge getting cycled. There's the suck coming out from the Warlock, just trying to drain this cheetah, if you will, formerly known as Boomkin. Trying to kind of whip, but not very successfully happening right now. Are they going to be able to try to get a War Stomp down? No, they're just going to try for the offensive Starfire, but there's so much knockback happening from those instant cast Searings and the Fell Hunter that it's like, are you going to be able to do that? There's going to be a stun coming out from, so they are going to be able to break away from the health drain potentially here, but I think it's too little too late. I don't even necessarily know if you want to like YOLO the Innervate at this point just because like you're on the back foot. But, you know, it's I've had different philosophies on that. Is this one is very close, and there's just going to be the Hellstone coming out from the Druid. Advantageous to potentially, you know what I mean, for the Druid's sake to like heal up, get it going again. Hopefully the Hellstone won't be back again. Probably will, to be honest with you. But there's different philosophies if you, how hard you like when the duel is seemingly out of reach for you. If you bust a bunch of cooldowns out to try to get the win, or if you try to save them for the next rounds for the, you know, it's a best of 3. It's always tough because I've seen it work well and badly either way. You know what I mean? It's just one of those. It's a tough one. I think in best of 3s, it is kind of nice to sometimes hold those. I don't know. Think the Innervate would have even mattered. It was just something fun for me to kind of go and talk about. But yeah, GG. It actually the Druid almost brought it back, and that actually surprised me.
It was looking good for Docs there for a moment.
Mm-hmm. All right, the next tool is going to get started here. Druid, half HP. Not able to get away from the life drain, and I think that's just a huge problem as the grenade comes down. And they're shifting, but they're not able to do a lot of damage here. Ecto really sticking on top of them now. I don't think they're going to be able to come back from this one unless they have like a big heal, big crit, big something, but it's not looking like it's going to be that happening here as Ecto moves on to the next round.
Ecto moves up. So now the next fight, we're going to now get our rematch from what was supposed to happen round 1 last week of Paramarai versus Babka, Warrior Rogue. The winner of this, hopefully they were just watching that Ecto Dogs fight, because the winner of this will be facing them. All right, Rogue versus Warrior, just starting right off the bat, as we do see that blind coming out from Babka pretty early, in fact. Just kind of getting a fresh restart. Already in a very dominant position as the Warriors down to about half HP already, and they're just kind of bleeding out. Rogue has a evasion up here. Babka feeling good. Gonna trinket out of that stun immediately and finish off our Warrior friend in the first round. While Paramarai eats, give me just a 15-second bio break.
Sure thing, man. I actually do not know. I'll have to ask Reef here when he gets back here. Because that's good. That would be good to know. Is Optic Flare here? Warlock by chance? Does anyone know if Optic Flare is here? I'll make sure to bring it up Sharif too as soon as he's back, and so we can get an answer to that. All right, the next duel is going to get started here. There is going to be a cheap shot going down onto our warrior.
All right, I'm
Just
back. Oh, dang, they're already going at it. Let me.
don't worry, just missed a cheap shot. Nothing too crazy yet, bud. The Rupture just bleeding out the warrior. Little Bobka letting that happen. Wants to secure his place here. Another cheap shot. DR goes down. But he has plenty of juice left here. Doesn't need that. Still has the blind. Yeah, he had everything up. He's feeling really good right now. Just going to get a clean opener here onto the warrior. Uses his cooldowns. There's the cheap shot. Once again, there's going to be fear coming out from Bobka. He's going to get out of it quite quickly there with Will the Forsaken. Finish off the warrior and move on to the next round. We had a question in the chat from the competitors. Do we know if Jerome can kind of be the proper spec? If Optic Flare is going to be in this, or if we need to Taz to replace them?
Optic Flare is looking like he's not. He said he was doing some guild run, and that he'd let me know, but I haven't heard back from him, so no. So no hit Jerome. Either takes a buy unless somebody wants to take that spot real quick.
Taz, you can take that spot. They were talking amongst the two of them.
All right, Taz. Let me switch this out here. It's Tazanian, right?
Yep. And then something to put on the back burner. I don't really have. It's more merely passing on things rather than not so much like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Just passing on information, but like things to consider as we move into these later on. Like, do you replace the person if someone like prepped to play against something? Is that, you know what I mean, and brought a certain spec? Do you just give them the buy? I think as you're, as you're easing into them, especially, it's like, fill the bracket, get the tournament going, fill the tournament. But something to kind of put on the back burner as we move into these further on the road.
Yeah, normally it is actually once the bracket is like, so if you don't, so normally what happens is when you check in, the check-in process is real important.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't check in, the bot assumes that you can't make it. Some people, for example, for next week, some people are going to sign up tomorrow morning, but then in 6 days from now, it turns out that like they, maybe they have to work or they forgot about a wedding or something. And if you don't check in, the bot just assumes, oh, they can't make it. No big deal. They pull you out of the bracket and then it shuffles and then you finish from there. If the time comes where there are more than 32 people that sign up, the bot will create what's called the standby list, which is just a queue, first in, first out.
Mm-hmm.
And whoever, in the order that you sign up, whoever drops will be replaced by the people in the standby list. It'll put it in the bracket and then it'll shuffle it. Oh, so right now it's just everything is brand new here for a while. The other tournaments we've done, they've done them for months, half a year actually. So over here, it's just, we're being open with it. We've turned a few things off on the bot and whatever. It's just so that way people can learn and get accustomed to it and whatnot.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense, man. Yeah.
Yeah, that bot is badass. If anybody does tournaments, you want to use it, let us know.
Yeah, it really is nice. A nice tool.
It's fully custom.
All right, we see our Druid versus Shaman matchup here. See how Moonfire deals with this one. Good luck to you with the Feds. I don't know if I've seen them duel or not here, but here's an opportunity right now. And they do like to be enhanced. Moonfire starting at a very far distance away. Was opting for Starfire, going to just go for the kite as well. Getting connected on by the Shaman just a little bit. That Shaman is fast right now. We are going to see a War Storm come down. There's a Starfire as well. That's going to come out and stun, actually. The Star Surge, rather. Grenade going to come down. Is going to connect, but you're going to see another Star Surge stun coming out.
Ooh, correct. You're right. I missed the nameplates.
Moonfire spam, Moonfire spam, Moonfire spam. It is in the name after all, folks. It's enough to finish him off. And usually not any hard, almost no hard cast from Moonfire. A couple, but very few. It was mostly just like Moonfire, Star Surge, Kite. Moonfire, Star Surge, Kite. You can't allow that Shaman to connect with you. You can't. You shift out of the cheetah. You're barely going. You're not even really going to Boomkin form. You're just kind of cheetah forming, in human form. Just Kite. GG's. First round. But
man, my apologies, I missed the moon plates back there, so you guys couldn't tell exactly what was going on with the health in that first round. But it's fixed now.
Are you kind of getting the switching and stuff like that? I feel like it's a nice weak aura. It's too bad it doesn't happen automatically, but it's a nice weak aura.
Yeah, there's got to be some sort of hotkey or macro or something I can use for it.
Yeah, that would be handy. Like, just, yeah. All right, this next duel flag is going to go down here. Moonfire looking to get, like, a long-range opener, I'm sure. Shaman has all their pre-totems down, goes with the grounding totem. And one thing that's just so nice about that for Shaman is then you're going to have another one up when you need it. When you're running at this Druid, you also have the totem atomic projection. There's the Starfire right there. Sorry, Star Surge kiting out right now. Are we going to see a Starfire? No. Nope, just kind of a baited cast there. Decoy totem coming out from our orc friend as they close the distance. Moonfire taking a lot of damage right now. They can't get away. Are we going to see some? Oh my gosh, Star Surge, someone we needed it the most, and the grenade as well to guarantee just layering those potentials there. There's another stun from Star Surge. We talked about it earlier. Sometimes it's feast, sometimes it's famine. There's grenade onto Moonfire, connects. Frost Shock tries to close the distance. Are they going to project that totem forward to try to slow down Moonfire? Just a couple of, Star Surge enough to finish him off. Moonfire moving on to the next round. That was a fun one. When the Shaman connects, the Shaman connects. And you don't have those tools that you sometimes would. At least you don't consistently have them. Like the Nature's Grasp, just because Decoy Totem. They have a Blessing of Freedom. It's a really great spell. So it's harder to get your hard casts off. Get your it's already sometimes hard to root them because they have Grounding Totem, they have Earth Shock and all that, so that can already be tough. But yeah. When Fraz the right idea, instant cast and kite. Alright, the next duel is going to be between No Hit Jerome and Tazanian, which are two buddies of mine. And so I'm sure they'll talk some smack whichever one wins this one later. Brace versus Shaman
Optic
here.
Flare. This is actually no, you. This is actually was going to be your match. Optic Flare. I just looked over and saw it still got room for me. Tanzanian right here. Took your spot on the left side of the screen.
All right.
Next week though. Next week is your week, Optic.
Here he goes. Tries to just slow Jerome down with the Frost Shocks and whatnot. Jerome dispelling himself and running. Doesn't want Taz to connect. Taz is going to connect, though. Lots of damage going out from both these players. We're going to see the dispersion, trying to kite away from Taz, letting those dots kind of tick away at him. Iron Grenade coming out from Taz. Not going to be enough. Frost Shocks Jerome. Uses the health potion. Gets Jerome low. Is it going to be enough? Jerome wants to heal himself back up, but there's just... How? He's going to interrupt you. He's going to purge you. Taz had no juice left in the tank. Is going to take round one. Thing is, Jerome, you might be like, well, you know, heal and whatnot, but it's like, well, you know, flash heal, penance, Tez is going to interrupt that, you know. He didn't have a lot left in the canister. I'm going to look at Tez's runes. I think it's standard shaman stuff. Yeah. No AG or anything like that.
Funk, you're saying how am I getting this view? Pretty cool, right? It's a secret. It's actually super easy.
Yeah.
Shout out to No Hit Jerome for figuring it out. So it's like it's his secret, so I can't share his secret.
Hidden tech.
I'm glad you like it. I'm rookie, bro. This is amazing. Thanks, man. Yeah, this is awesome. Love doing this. Glad you like this. There's a little bit of prep work that goes in each week to make this happen, but this is from here on out. If you got anybody who's watching right now, if you like this is every week from here on out. And soon Alliance is coming, and soon there will be championships.
All right, the duel flag goes down, gets started. There's going to be the Psychic Dream coming out from Taz. The Tremor Totem breaks it, but it's kind of late. It wasn't an instant tick. It was probably a 2 or 3 seconder, probably 2-er. Taz closed the distance once again. His Frost Shot comes down. There's going to be dispersion. Jerome feeling the pressure right now, but what now though? Are you gonna blackout proc? Just what he needed, just what the doctor ordered, just what the priest ordered, if you will. And the Iron Grenade goes down, but it's not going to connect onto Jerome as he runs away. And Taz goes into Ghost Wolf. Will he get dispelled? Will Jerome care to? He's running in. Puts the totems forward. There comes the Psychic Scream. Is he going to have the Tremor? The Earthbind is there, so it's not going to be a Tremor totem down available to him. Jerome is allowed to get another bit of a reset, if you will. Not a full reset, but one that allows him to get some distance. Taz walking at him slowly. Does put those forward. There's the Mind Spike. Is the Mind Blast? Is it connect? It is going to connect. It doesn't seem to do a whole hell of a lot as Jerome is going to get connected with the Storm Strike. Taz doing a lot of damage and Earth Shock's enough to finish him off. GG. Is Drain Life allowed versus melee? Did we establish that? I should know
No,
that.
not yet.
It's not allowed or is not established?
Oh, we didn't. We haven't talked about it yet.
Okay, it's not established
Only
yet.
thing was consumables. Yeah, for right now, the only thing was the only thing on the list was the consumables. Like I was saying earlier, the combat collective. I'm very interested in getting that going on this side in World of Warcraft. That is that's not just like a anybody can join type thing, but small group of people who will help dictate and balance fairly, unbiasedly the rules for these events.
Yeah, there's gonna be some stuff I'm gonna be playing with too on the weekend to try to give some input, what works, what doesn't work, some on the fly stuff to like help you better cater and craft that. But anybody that wants to get involved, that's our Rift Esports Discord. Rule suggestion is we fine tune and figure out what works best. So there's gonna be a little something I'm doing this weekend that I'm gonna try and see how it feels without locks with drain on melee.
Okay, so that concludes round 2. We are now in the quarterfinals. This is it. From here on out, everybody who wins the fights may go into the semifinals, and then the semifinals drop down. If you lose, the semifinals drops down into the 3rd place bracket, which I don't know why it's not showing up here at the bottom, but so we have Josito Jones versus Speedy. Shadow Priest, Imanu, Noose, Shadow Priest, Mage. I don't remember. Was he Arcane? I think Timani was Arcane, right? Ecto, Bobka, Moonfire, Tazanian. So we have a Shaman, a Druid, a Rogue, a Warlock, a Priest, and a Mage. We have everything except for Hunter and Warrior in right now.
That's nice. That's nice. We'll see some nice matchups here, some different clashes as we move forward here.
So up next, Josito Jones versus Speedy. Josito Jones. Where you at? There you are, right here. Try to keep it to just 2 pets if you can, just because didn't address that just yet, but now Mechanical Dragon, Compact Harvest Reaper, and Explosive Sheep. They all follow that same sort of like global cooldown between them all, right? You can't have the 3 of those same pieces out.
I really am not sure all the limits on some of that stuff. I'll have to kind of toy with that so I can better know.
Like the challenge has been initiated. They're both sitting down, getting their last couple drinks. Speedy looks like he's throwing on some or new. Someone's at Abolish Disease. These 2 are ready.
Yeah, love to see it. Trading those Shadow or Deaths right off the rip. Just trying to at least get in there, dig in. Look for those blackout procs and whatnot. We're going to see the blanket sound that's going down. There's going to be an advanced target dummy coming down too, trying to soak up some of these pet damages. His speedy gets very low. That was just a menagerie of homunculus and stuff. And I couldn't even tell you where the big differential came in for damage there. It was just Josito's spells rating for more forehead. I didn't see a big difference in play there, if I'm being honest with you. There probably was some little things. I did notice Speedy put like down like a advanced target dummy. I know I've seen Josito do that in some of the past games as well to try to soak up some of that pet damage.
Now, for anybody who's watching, if you would like to, if you're watching and you're maybe just stumbling on this or anything, if you're looking for it, if you look right below, you'll see discord.gg/Rift Esports. That's where you sign up. Just go to the WoW registration channel and type /register. Goofy, what is this crap? 7 commercials every 5 minutes. LMAO, what a joke. It's actually not true. It's on like 4 minutes out of the 60 minutes or whatever. So it's, you know, that's it. It goes up to something crazy like 17 minutes or something. Like it's definitely on the low end.
Blanket silence there too, and the blackout going on to Speedy, and another blackout. See, this one, it's more noticeable some of the differences that went out. Blanket silence going down on Josito, but Speedy is going for the offensive kill, just already so low, doesn't think that they're going to be able to get themselves back up, and they're right. Josito gets double blackout, then into the blanket silence. That was a really tough situation for Speedy to deal with there. The first duel was harder to tell what was the difference maker. The second duel was like, well, you know, 2 blackouts into a blanket, you know, it's really, you know, anybody's going to be hard pressed to live through such a burst.
Also, Goofy, if you don't like it, you can use your Prime, Amazon Prime to sub, no ads, or you can just pay like $4 or whatever, $5, $4.99. These are gonna be here every week, Goofy. So feel free to support us if you'd like. If not, just watch some ads, no problem.
Low-key, Turbo is kind of sick too. I've used that in the past. If I watch like a ton of different streams. But anyway, there. Okay, so this duel's actually getting started right off the rip here. Psychic streams going on to our mage friend, but instantly just getting the Will of Forsaken that. Put down a full Frostbolt, looks like, onto a noose there. Into the arcane missiles, if you will. Ooh, this is a spicy, fun one, honestly. Lots of instant cast action. Dormammu is just going to get the Ice Black off and put the full Frostbolt down, and they have come to bargain here. Is the chronostatic preservation is going to be utilized, and the Frostbolt connects with Noose and is enough to finish them off. Very interesting duel there.
Oh, excellent. Thanks for the raid, man. Welcome, guys. Demano takes round 1. And for anybody who's watching now, if you're just following, this is every week now. We started last week. It's now every Wednesday, same time. Right now, it's Horde only for Crusader Strike on SOD. Pretty soon, within the next, I'd say 2 weeks, going to start doing Alliance tournaments as well, with the end game goal of being Alliance championships, Horde championships, and taking the top people from each of those to face each other. And I don't know, like I guess you could think of it like a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But every week now, this is here. So if you want to compete, discord.gg/Rift Esports.
Next duel's getting started out right off the rip, and Dumanu is just getting very aggressive here with Noose. Noose utilizing the Shadow Fiend, putting the Menagerie of Pets onto Dormammu if he can, but this pumping out that instant cast damage. There's a chronostatic preservation. The Blanket Silence is going to come down. Ice Block immediately afterwards as Noose just slowly gets burned from this living flame. It's so much damage. Good duel coming out from Dumanu here. Mage is one that I've been trying to look at more closely recently because it feels like they're just a lot stronger than they were last phase, and they're getting buffs to make that even more so the case potentially. A very defensive dueler, and not even just that, because their offense is crazy too, so I don't even want to say that, but they're defensive in the sense that they have the ice barriers, they have the chronostatic preservation, and it's incredible. Noose even tried to blanket silence, and we got the instant cast chronostatic preservation off at the last second, instant cast into the blanket silence, into the ice block, and that just takes all the dots off. It's sick. They're very defensive in the sense they have those tools like the chronostatic and the ice barriers, but at the same time, it doesn't look like they're lacking any sort of damage by any means. Good duel. Thanks for coming out and playing, Noose. Love you, buddy. Dumanu moving on to the next round. This is the second dueling tournament I've seen Dumanu in, and It's lovely to see some mage duels. And that'll be another Shadow Priest versus Mage after with when we end up getting to that, obviously, but that'll be Hosida and Dumenu. The next Warlock will be
Idimano is going to get 2 Shadow Priests in a row. This is actually the first mage Zito's going to fight. He's had Shadow Priests all night long. It's like 3 Shadow Priests in a row he fought.
I'm really looking forward to that. I want to see how that pans out. In fact, I just want to see more mages.
Do you guys have a cinematic promo video? We don't. I mean, if you're actually like a WoW player and whatnot, like totally hit me up on Discord. But if you are just kind of like doing the hustle and coming in with the, I appreciate the hustle, but not interested if it's just like a, like a one-off thing. But if you are a WoW player, definitely hit me up on Discord. I'm trying to keep it within the community, you know what I'm saying? I mean, hit me up on Discord either way. We'll see. No promises, but we'll see. You need a video though, that's for sure. Actually, no hit Jerome just last night. I was like, cinematic video. What time is it? What are you doing? Like you're right, Jerome. I need to.
It's funny how into it Jerome gets, man. He loves this shit. Like,
I understand. So do I. I did. This all started because I used to run a clan from Diablo, and we just did clan tournaments. I was like, well, what are we doing? Why don't we actually open this up to other people? And we did. It's so fun to run these. Like, don't get me wrong. It is. Anyone who's ever hosted a tournament knows it's a lot of work. Mm-hmm. But like, to me, the juice is worth the squeeze. I'm all about it. I like doing this a lot.
There's been already so many times tonight where I've been like, I felt bad when you've had to make those really hard calls on pets and so many other things where it's like, you're still fine tuning. Last one was a no rules tournament. So like everything's a big step from there. And then you're figuring out what works, what doesn't, giving people the hard news of what is the rule, what isn't the rule. Adding people don't like when you add people because then like they were prepared to fight something else. Totally get that too. It's just, and then you gotta like, oh, but this is how it's gonna work in the future. It's tough, man. So mad respect for putting this together. Rift Esports, Reef Johnson, everybody, thank you for doing this. As this next duel is going to get started here tonight. Rogue versus Warlock. I haven't seen a lot of this just yet. Bobka pulling out the mechanicals, pulling out the pet. Searing Pain doing a lot of damage. Then one pet already down. Hound down. Dragon Lane down. What the heck is that damage? There's going to be the cheap shot being applied to this Warlock. You do have the wound poison on him. So you're going to see the little bit less lifesteal coming out. But like, I want to see what Bobka does here. Is this just like one of those where like if he can't do it, what can be done here? The kidney shot comes down to half HP. Bobka, is he going to be able to put an Abolish Poison down? Uses the Grandmaster Arena trinket. Do you try to run away? I think he just is letting it end. He doesn't think he can win with the life drain. Poor Bobo. GG. That's a tough situation. I don't know. I don't know Rogue, and I don't know how Rogue wins it. I will say the only way when people are like, how do I fight meta? I've always been like, we need to get away from the life drain. Well, not everybody can get away from the life drain. These Warlocks are going to just run at you. So unless you have like hard CC reset, whether that's, gouge sprint or blind sprint or whatever to try to get rid of it, I don't know. It's a tough matchup. Warlock utilizing that Healthstone, getting that back up and running. Yeah, I just wonder if some of the levelers passing by wonder. They're just going on an adventure, baby, as this next duel gets started here. Good luck to both contenders.
Sorry, I'm just looking over at chat. It said the UI isn't updating for instance. Yeah, that was on me. That's everything you see on the screen, excluding the life going up and down, is all manual.
Kidney shot full into Babo or into the Warlock. Are they going to be able to recover from this? Can we get a reset or anything? His life drain is just kind of going to whittle him down. And GG.
Wait, don't start the duel just yet. Like I said, this is
Uh,
all manual. I have to go in here and change all this.
these lads are just getting right on into it. I'm speed doing it myself right now, and I'll talk kind of as I do it. But these lads are getting in. Oh, what? Wait, what the fuck, Tez?
Oh,
What happened, buddy? Did you get a big starfire off? I was getting the UI down too. Shit.
wait,
Sheesh.
that was Moonfire, I believe.
Yeah, Moonfire took that one.
All right, Moonfire goes up 1-0 in a lightning fast while I'm changing the UI.
Yeah, I actually didn't see if it was a starfire. It very well could have been, but it was quick. It was quick. Because when I was changing the second name, it was like one of the first star surges.
So Slippery Pete. So you're talking about the whole like meta. So basically, this is going to be for anybody who's watching right now. This is going to be every week. Like this is here to stay. Like I said, there are goals for other factions and whatnot, but every week we just started. So expect it to improve every single week. We're gonna learn each week, new rule sets, better balancing.
Yep. And this duel's going to get started when War Stomp comes down. Taz gets out of it with the trinket immediately, putting down the pressure on a Starfire, at least, or Moonfire, at least trying to. AG healed himself back up, it looked like, with the potion as well. It looked like it anyway. I'll have to look if that's what his rune set is at the moment. It looked like that was the case, though. Lesser healing wave. Tries to run at Moonfire. Entangling Wrist isn't going to come down. Gets out of it with a decoy totem. Star Surge is cycled. Moonfire is getting low, though. All they're going to really have left is they do have Innervate. They do potion themselves back up. There's a grenade from him as well, trying to close the distance. They have a lot of resources now available to them. Damn.
And Moonfire takes that. Looked like he just maybe could pop a heal off there in time, but nope.
Sick. Good try. So Tez tried something different. Ancestral guidance and into the Nature Swiftness Healing Touch and into the Healing Potion to do a lot of bursts, a lot of healing. Looked like it actually was going to be enough. Not quite, though. Taz is another lad that streams on Twitch too. Both these lads do. Moonfire, I'm sure you guys know Moonfire. Great druid. Taz does as well. Shaman with a lot of pop.
And we now have made it to the semifinals. We have Demanu versus Josito Jones. Josito Jones, who just received its first round loss 2 fights ago. He went undefeated even in rounds last week. He's faced a lot of Shadow Priests. This is his first mage for tonight. Demano just took out a Shadow Priest, took out Noose, which actually had some pretty dominant performances earlier in the night as well. So this is going to be a challenge for Josito. And Demano, I think, is feeling kind of confident after taking out a Shadow Priest. And not just a Shadow Priest, but Noose. He's strong.
Yeah, it was surprising to the point where I was like, okay, is this going to be a consistent thing? Is this mage very is this kind of what's going to be dominant versus shadows, which has been one that's pretty darn dominant right now. I want to see the consistency of this.
Yeah, I'll throw in the nameplates as well. Someone asked that earlier. I forgot to. Maybe that'll help. Be happy. This is not the finals. Nope, this is the semifinals. Just show you real quick here. This was the quarterfinals. This is the semifinals. Josito versus Demanu. Winner goes here. The loser. I don't know why it's not showing the third place bracket, but there should be one down here in the bottom right. And then we'll see Ecto versus Moonfire. So, which is cool this week. We have a priest, a mage, a warlock, and a druid, all in the quarterfinals.
That's awesome. I was a little worried seeing all the priests at the top. I was like, oh, is it going to just be priest? But no, we've had a lot of different matches as well, actually, spread throughout, especially here at the end. Yeah, I've been leveling a mage on the side. So, like, I always played a ton of mage. A lot of people knew me from that. Oh, I'll get into the rambling after that. Is there's going to be a blanket silence into the blackout proc from the Shadow Word Death. Jumamu not able to kind of act quite as hard on Josito, but he does blanket silence, or sorry, not blanket silence, blink into there with the grenade as well. We are going to see the fear come out, but block immediately. We're seeing our mage friend just really pressured. There's going to be the ice barrier. Can we get the pronostatic preservation before they get dispelled, before they get finished off? They blink away from the cast right there. There's the mind spike is going to trigger a blackout proc, and finish. Man, Josito.
That blackout proc right there. I think is what won that round.
I think so, man.
Thinking to end that cast with a half heal, and then just came right out of it, right into blackout.
Yeah, because maybe another Chrono Static would have come out. It's just hard to say because that allowed Mind Spike's pretty quick cast. Like if you get a blackout and you're already casting him, it feels like you can get like 2-3 of those suckers out, and then those are a lot of damage and 3 opportunities for blackouts. It's just they have so many opportunities because Shadow Priest always had a lot of blackout procs back in the day, but now they have even more shadow sources of damage. So they have more opportunity for the blackout proc. And there's the Blanket Silence into the Shadow Word Death onto our mage friend. And into the blackout proc blinks instantly, though. We are going to see the fear coming out. Frost Nova just locking down Josito and trying to Chronostatic, but the Chronostatic Preservation did not heal much. Oh my god. Holy cow. Shadow or Death tried to ice block it, and you saw the ice block, but it connected right before, lost the duel before the ice block, ended the ice block, potioned up afterwards, or Chronostatic, but it was already GG. Josito moved on. Good game.
And Tomato, don't forget you're in the 3rd place bracket, so you're not out just yet. All right, up next, Ecto, Moonfire Beam. Both of these two dominant all night. Moonfire Beam has been on fire.
And he's beat a lot of different classes at this point, too. It's hardly been like a free or a free run or a run where you're just seeing like the same thing over and over. He's fought a lot of different stuff. The one thing that I do think, well, I've talked about it a lot when I've been talking about fighting these locks, and getting out of the life drain is just imperative. If they sit there sucking, they feel so good, like they're having a great day, they're having the best day. And so Drew's one where we can get away from that. You know, we'll cheetah form away. We'll entangle, maybe we'll entangling Ritzy or something and get away. You know, it's just we do have options. Not everybody has options to get away from that. So we'll see if Moonfire utilizes that, allows for that sucking to go on, or if he just kind of walks away. So we'll see. I mean, the Warlock though, man, they'll just run towards you. And there is a dueling, you know, arena at the end of the day. They're only can run so far, so they can corner you. We'll see where. Oh, that's not what you like to see. That's not a great situation. That's the life drain. Moonfire's going to utilize that, and that might be a tough situation for our Warlock friend. We'll see. Now, he couldn't have used life drain yet anyway, and here's the entangling wrist, but could have about now. Would they have decided to? Because there's the range. About they would have disconnected from life drain anyway now, so it's pretty much moot point at this point. There we are going to see the health stone rather coming out, and they do get the life drain. There's the war stomp coming out from Moonfire, and they use that time to not only stun the pet, stun the Warlock, get the entangling wrist off, but they weren't quite able to disconnect. And that's going to allow for a really tough situation for Moonfire here. It's going to make for a really tough situation, rather, as they do try to run away. They're getting lower. There's one heal on themselves with the potion as well. Try to disconnect, but they're not able to run away enough. Come on, cheetah form. Are they able to? Star Surge, not looking good. The Warlock feeling really healthy right now. Chases him down and takes the round. GG Echo for this one. That's tough because that range is pretty big. You know, I was saying, oh, Druid's can get away from the life drain, but when that Warlock is just beelining at you with the 8% move speed on their boots, you can't always break it. So they did try to even entangling roots and such. Wasn't able to disconnect the life drain a couple of times and they were close. This Warlock does also have the Soul Link. Pretty sturdy lad right now.
So I'm seeing a lot here in chat about
Oh yeah.
JG Kiki This tourney is so balanced and hype, I can barely contain myself. This is the second week of this, and it's going to be happening every single week. So what you should do is you should come in and you should express your opinion, give your feedback, and bring solutions too. Because one thing I've learned from doing several tournaments is that complaining does nothing. You need solutions. So definitely go into Discord with us, talk with us, and let's figure it out. Let's bounce these together.
So not a bad start for Moonfire. We are going to see the AGM come out. Another big Starfire. Is it going to connect? And it does do a chunk of damage there as the Star Surge comes down. The Warlock utilizes, if I'm not mistaken there, the potion to get rid of stuff there. The Cleansing Potion, Wildland Potion coming out from Moonfire as well. Just trading those right now. And the Lock's in a lot of trouble right now. You can't run away from a Druid. Blanket Silence going down onto Moonfire. But Moonfire got two really big Starfires out this match. And he was able to kind of disconnect enough to where those life drains weren't really a huge factor in this at all. So that's a huge win. So that's exactly what needs to happen. High roll, or at least mid rolled on the Wildline Potion.
Well played by Moonfire Beam there.
I think it was like a restorative potion that our warlock friend used. At least that's what my weak aura seemed to be indicating. It looked like it anyway. Would it a healing have been more appropriate? Maybe, maybe not. No idea. Just speculative. Trying to get rid of the Moonfire dots and stuff. And then maybe
It comes down to this for a 1-1.
Yeah,
both these two just obliterate each other each round. Round 1, Ecto took down Moonfire with ease. Round 2, it looked like Moonfire playing it perfectly took down Ecto. Looked like with ease.
Yeah, it was.
So round 3, this is it for the finals. The winner of this round right now moves into the finals to face Osito Jones.
Yeah, both were convincing. I'd say both those duels were pretty convincing, actually, to their favor. Let's see who wins this. Now, Moonfire's just looking for the big Starfires far away. I'd love to see like a Gnomish. I've seen in a couple of tournaments I've cast in the past, like big, and you even saw it kind of earlier today with the, okay, we're just going to get this one started. I was thinking Gnomish cloaking into the Starfire, something of the source. Here we are. We're going to see those dots up on the Moonfire here. Tries to kind of ways like, please get me away from this life drain. Just please. The more time this is ticking, it's just like your damage isn't as relevant. So he's just like, okay, all right, it is over now, but it's just going to get refreshed there. We are going to see the Entangling Risk coming down. There we go. That's what we needed to see if we wanted any help. There is the big Starfire. Is it going to connect with our Warlock friend? It is going to connect. Our Warlock Ecto is on the back foot right now. They are going to Healing Potion themselves back up to a more comfortable total and try to just run Moonfire down, relatch on with that life drain to secure themselves to this dub here. But it's a pretty close duel, and it's looking in Moonfire's favor as they start spamming those long-range nukes from afar. Searing Pains coming down. Can any of them crit? They can't.
Oh!
So Moonfire takes this one and moves on to the finals. That was
played perfectly by Moonfire. Well done. Ecto, remember, you're not out. You now face Damanu in the third place bracket.
Good duel. Good duel. That was a fun one to watch.
Great duel.
And I actually wasn't sure. It kind of looked like at the start of it anyway. I was kind of like leaning in. I think this is Ecto favored just because Moonfire could not disconnect the life drain when they were kiting by the trees on the left hand side originally, and then when that started, like they got the full duration life drain, the full duration suck off, and that's a lot of healing. It's pretty much like to the point where then I saw Moonfire in Boomkin form kind of kiting away, and I was like, but he can't disconnect this. What's the play? But he still pull it out. So got the Nature's Grasp off, or sorry, got the Entangling Wrist off, ran away, disconnected, big Starfire, and that's big.
Osito Jones, you're not up just yet, but one more match and you're up. We have the third place bracket right now. Damanu versus Ecto. In the future, third place will also be getting prizes as well. But at the moment, third place is... so I post the events, or the results for every event. You can see that in the event results channel. It'll have a screenshot of the whole thing. You can look at it and dissect it if you want. But for just a quick look, only the top 3 will be shown. Oh, no, you're not up yet. Moonfire, you're in the finals. You face you face Josito right after this. So it's Ecto versus Dimanu.
Mage versus Warlock. Hell yeah.
Mage Warlock, with the finals being Priest versus Druid. Now, while we wait for them to get ready, for anybody who is watching now, maybe not watching earlier, if you look just below, you'll see discord.gg/Rift Esports. That is the server. Click that. Go in there if you want to register. Just go into the WoW registration channel and type /register. Right now, it's Horde only, but Alliance is coming soon. Soon it'll be Alliance versus Horde. Oh, Speedy's throwing in an extra 25 gold for third place. So whoever wins this fight gets 25 gold. So first place is $100 and 50 gold. Second place will take 50 gold. Third place goes home with 25 gold. Shout out to Speedy for that. Speedy donated the other 100 gold for first and second place as well, split 50-50. Guys, if ads are a problem, Google ad blocker free. Twitch Turbo ad free on every channel 24/7 or use Twitch Prime. Yeah, or if you didn't know, if you have an Amazon, call me a noob if you want. I learned recently, just a few months ago, that you can use your Amazon subscription to throw a sub on a channel for free. You get it for free, so that's no ads. So if you didn't know that, you can use your Prime right now and get no ads on this channel. Or if you want, you can also just support us too. This is going to be here every single week. So if you love what we do and you want to support us, throw us a follow, throw us a sub.
These players banned a little bit. I got 89 copper ticket dive, bro. Oh shit.
Also, I'm interested in knowing what people's thoughts are on Saturday events, moving the Wednesdays to Saturdays instead, if it's a little more convenient for people.
I think
Only
weekends
reason I
are
chose
always
Wednesdays
like
is
weekends are always sick because like most people, I feel like that's when the most people are off work to participate in stuff. Oh, okay, duel's getting started here. Chronostatic Preservation, one of my favorite new spells here, Warlock. See, that's another thing Mage has actually that counters the Warlock. A way to just really just get away from the life drain. And they're just eating that living flame damage right now. That does so much, I've found, as a mage. It's actually crazy. This Warlock getting low. There's a life drain. They blink out of it once again. Now you're seeing the health potion coming out from the Warlock as they just kind of eat the last bit of the flame, and they're actually able to kind of bandage themselves back up. About 2 ticks, not bad. Mage putting out a little damage here, nothing too crazy. Warlock feeling good. Can the mage blink out of it? They can. There's a life drain into the blink out immediately. Wildvine potion coming out for the mage, mid roll at least. Didn't see if it was a high roll, at least a mid roll. Rank 1 Frostbolt is going to get the freeze proc there as they put the Fire Ward on and eat up some of these searings, refreshing the Ice Barrier, utilizing that Shatter crit combo there into the Cone of Cold. Mana Gem coming out from our mage friend. Chronostatic Preservation, putting him in a very fucking healthy situation. That's such a good spell, man. The coefficient's amazing for it now, and there's so much healing involved with it. And now the Warlock just kind of gets whittled down. They do get the life drain little too late, as they do lose the first round. Yeah, I'm going to be playing with Chronostatic Preservation this weekend. I want to try it out.
I was watching last night. A lot of people duel outside of Orgrimmar, and I was watching basically mainly mages and warlocks that were out there. And I was surprised at how well mages were handling warlocks.
I think it's why it makes that such a hard warlock has historically been the hardest class to balance in tournaments. Whether you take too much away, you give, whether you do give them too little. I'm going to get into that ramble right after this, but we are going to see instantly just blocking out of all the dots, blocking out of the life drain, and just pressuring the hell out of this warlock. There's the Frost Nova stuck in the Living Flame now, just kind of getting caught up in it right now. Kona Cold comes down, getting him very vulnerable. There's the Hellstone, full Chronostatic Preservation, getting this mage in a healthy total. Life Drain into the Blink him out immediately, just decursing themselves the second the GCD happens. This mage is very good. They're doing well. A big healing potion coming out from the Warlock. Frostbolt connecting, both low. This is either player's game. Wildvine Potion is not going to high roll. There's the Cold Snap into the Ice Block, getting rid of the Life Drain immediately into the Cone of Cold, getting very low, cycling into the Fire Blast. Not much more HP left on this Warlock, and that is going to be GG for Dumanu. They're going to take third, and it was a blast watching their matches today. And Ecto as well. Thank you for playing, Ecto.
Mono. Electrifying there. Played that. I didn't know Ice Block would remove drain life. That was cool.
Yeah.
So now, this is it. Main event of the evening. The finals. Shadow Priest Josito Jones making it for his second appearance, back-to-back appearances in the finals. Josito Jones, let's take a look at what he did tonight. Zooms out a little bit here. There we go. So Josito Jones took out Maria Leonza, Shadow Priest. Took out Prodigy with that wild fight. That fight was incredible. 2-1, just by the skin of his teeth, made it out of that fight. Then took on Speedy, Shadow Priest. Then defeated Demano, who we just watched. And now is in the finals. Moonfire Beam. We saw him. Oh, shoot, I forgot to change that. Who did we replace Gorgish with again, his first fight? Moonfire's first fight. Who did we replace that with? Beast? I think it was Beast.
Beast. Yep, that's.
And then.
Oh, here we go.
They're already going.
Yeah, don't want to cut you off, but here at the same time, we're getting started, baby. Big Starfire coming out onto Josito from Moonfire. Oh my gosh, another huge one. Can he heal up? This is a big flash heal. Is it enough? He needs to just keep pummeling him. Oh, Moonfire, one more, baby. Oh, Josito's gonna get away, utilizing that dispersion there to try to get in a more comfortable position as they use a health potion and just kite. Now this might be Josito's game. That was a really fun opener.
Another huge hit.
Oh my gosh, another Starfire. That's the key, baby. When in doubt, Starfire it out. And if I'm not mistaken, I want to see what he has equipped right now. I thought maybe it was an Invis potion right off the rip, because it seemed like he had I thought at first it was an Gnomish Cloaking Devices, maybe even it was, but he's already switched that. But he got that full Starfire opener. I'm not sure what was happening on the field.
I'm not.
I
just saw like
sure.
I posted one of the. So we have a very in-depth rule book for another tournament, and I copied and pasted like a good chunk of it. I wasn't paying attention to what just happened there.
I missed it. I'll be honest.
Yeah, what happened? Because I got all my chat turned off, so I can't. All I saw was I saw it pop up for a second. I was trying to keep up with changing over the interface, the UI, the names, the add-ons and stuff.
I'm gonna ask what happened.
Yeah, what happened? Dang, shout out to Josito for knowing the rules like that. That was incredible. He just busted that out like that. What was explain what just happened?
Yeah, I asked what happened because he said there was a rule broke, but I don't know what was yet.
Discord. Okay, 1 sec. Oh, dang, I have a ton of messages in Discord. Everybody who has messaged me, I'm not ignoring you on purpose. I just don't have Discord up. I have Discord sounds turned off as well when I'm streaming. Uh, Vito, where are you?
What proc, Jumu, are we talking about again?
Oh, I don't see a message from you, Josito. Also, for the record, the finals are 3 out of 5. So the tournaments are 2 out of 3 with the finals 3 out of 5. I don't see the message though of what happened. Yeah, you didn't DM me. Which I still don't know what happened. I'm still not sure. Oh, the
I
elixir of cola. Yeah, he asked me that this morning, I think, and I was like, oof. I was like, I didn't even like see that because it just talks to the dead or whatever. And then he said that there is a little hidden +1 something in there or whatever. And I was like, oh, it's like the event starts in like 9 hours or something. So I don't want to just dump that on last minute. I don't want to make a habit of last second throwing on a rule. That's I feel like that's kind of bad etiquette.
Yeah, I feel you
It
there. So I think it's. Are we talking about? I don't know if Facito hears us, but are we talking about the pre-stacking of? Was there like pre-stacking of Eclipse with Star Surge or something on mobs outside of the duel?
Oh, that I don't know. I didn't know you
That
could do that with Starfire.
I'm not sure if that's
I
what
thought we were
happened
talking.
or.
I thought we were talking about the elixir of regret, of the coalescent regret or whatever it's called. Um, but yeah, the pre-stacking. I don't know if that is a thing, but we there in the other tournaments we do, there are classes that can get like major buffs. So like some people in the past would go out and kill like 80 creatures and then come with a mega buff and then just come in and just like obliterate someone in one shot. So that was why the that's why we put that in there. So what is it? So what's the deal? It was just that.
Yeah,
Is that what happened? Starfire does that. You can beef it up.
well, you could kind of like I don't know. So that's what I'm trying to get to the bottom of. Because I'll be honest, I don't know exactly what's going on. I know it was the elixir buff he was questioning, and then a stacking of a buff or something. And the only buff I could think of is if you were pre-star surging mobs to get eclipse procs before the duel. That's the only thing I could think of. But I haven't really gotten much much info.
Hello?
Oh, welcome,
Hello.
welcome.
Yeah, sorry. I didn't want to, when I saw that he did that, I didn't even want to play the duo. I was just playing because, I knew he broke the rule. Like, how come, like, he's gonna stack a buff on the mob? It's against the rules, first of all, when he started the duel, and he also has, like, a buff. I don't know if you guys allow that, but he has 1% stats on that elixir that he's using.
Yeah, the
I
elixir
thought,
he
like,
asked me about. Just to cover them all. The elixir he asked me about, like before the event. I don't remember what it was. It was like 10 hours before the event started or something. And I don't ever want to make it a thing where it's like you're always worried that on the day of, like, oh, what if a rule changes today? He dropped the consume bans the night before. I felt bad about it, but had to be done.
I
And then
mean,
he
it
he asked
needs to be fair
specifically
for
about
everyone
that.
because I could have go get it as well because I knew about it and I don't have it because you guys literally say on the rules that you guys cannot have any buffs that are not from your class, and that's like a war buff pretty much because it's 1% stats. I mean, that is not the big deal. The big deal is that he literally broke the rule in the starting the duel. Like he hit a mob, got a proc, and he just shit on me with his shit, the Starfire, whatever it's called.
I mean, was it
So I
just
don't know
one
what you guys
mob? Was
want
it
to do
like
with it.
just this guy right here, or,
So
or
Yeah,
was it
but
a stack
like,
of like
yeah,
10?
no, he got one, but he's just breaking the rule, man. That's the point. I
so
think at this point you just do the rematch and just go 0-0 again, and he played with the rules, in my opinion.
so basically what happened is so druids have a thing where if we star surge our next starfire is going to cast 30% quicker, so it's kind of like getting that before the duel, which I don't think we've ran into that. So I don't yeah.
It's bro. Let me redo. Let me post you guys the rules. You guys wrote the rules, man. Killing mobs, players might not kill mobs before a match begins. That is literally what he did. He
Yeah.
killed a mob before the match begins. So what's the deal with that?
Yeah,
Like,
that
I didn't even want to play the match because he did that. Like, I didn't pop my AGM.
I
I
mean,
had so many
rules,
cities I can pop.
rules are rules. You know what I'm saying? Rule book says it.
Yeah,
So I guess then we'll just
that matchup
rematch
is not
round one.
allowed.
We'll just rematch
Yeah,
round one,
just put
and
the
then
0-0 and we go again.
yeah, perfectly
just leave it at
fair.
that.
Honestly, sorry, Jose. Half that I was trying to figure out what was going on, even to be honest with you, because we were in comms, but I don't think you guys heard us. So then I was like trying to type to you guys in game, and our UIs only show so much of that. So we were kind of trying to get to the bottom of it, honestly. So thanks for being patient with us.
Yeah, I was trying to keep up. I actually was
I didn't know
changing
what was
over all the
going
names
on,
of the
honestly.
UI and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels like I know the rules more than you guys because I instantly knew where the rules were at. So yeah, it's okay. We can just go again. I don't mind.
Just a quick. All right, we can just do a quick little break at your cooldown since we're going to reset the finals. While we do that, I'm going to say for anybody who's watching now, if you look below me, you'll see discord.gg/Rift Esports. That's where we host all this. We have a custom bot in there made by hand. It's our bot. It takes care of everything. It literally automates like the whole process. So if you've ever ran a tournament, you know how much work goes into like the beginning part, like getting everybody together and registration or whatever. You just go into the WoW registration channel, type /register. That's how you sign up. For whenever an event happens, the registration will not open until the following day at 7 a.m. Eastern time, so 4 a.m. like if you're in California. But yeah, you just /register. You can sign up. All the events are free. We have cash prizes. They're every single Wednesday. It's Horde only right now, SOD only at the moment, Crusader Strike only at the moment. But within 2-3 weeks at the most, going to start Alliance tournaments. We're going to bring in those on a separate day or separate time. They will be their own tournament. Horde tournament, Alliance tournament. It will be they're going to be ranked. Within next week, 2 weeks at the most, you're going to start seeing posting of rankings of how players played. We use a custom Glicko 2 system to rank players. But then at the end of definitely P3, hopefully P2, fingers crossed, if we can do it well enough, we'll see a championship of Horde faction championship, Alliance faction championship, with the top 4 to 8 of each of those to face each other in a cross faction championship. And then in P3, definitely that's happening for sure. If you want to sign up, that's how you do it. If not, if you just want to join the discussions, talk about how to balance and whatnot, that is the place to go. You can also see below me, you'll see that the challenge.com/riftwow2, that's how the brackets are always laid out. We use challenge, we use their shuffling. The shuffling happens automatically by the bot beforehand. So the brackets that you see, let me show make sure the brackets are up. So when you see these brackets, this is challenge. So if you do your own tournaments or something on the side, check this website out. It's incredible. But we use their shuffling. And yeah, that's it. But if you want to come in and talk to us, discord.gg/Rift Esports.
All right, I think they're getting going now. So let's go, baby. Probably just going to be like a max range opener here. Can't imagine he's waiting for anything in particular. Here we go, Starfire. And honestly, once you kind of figure out the meat and the bones of what happened beforehand, yeah, you can't pre-stack Eclipse stacks, you know? So he does get the Star Surge. There's going to be a Starfire as well. Is he going to get another one? He gets another one. Jose trying to heal himself back up. He uses the health potion as well. This isn't as good of a position as Jose'd like, but there we go. There's the Blackout proc, so now he can kind of turn it around right now. Into the Shadow Word Death. Star Surge. Is it going to be enough? Big Starfire. Will it connect? No, there's the Blanket Silence onto Moonfire right there. Into the Mind Blast. Either player's duel. Wildline Potion rolled high by Moonfire Beam right there. Blackout proc onto Moonfire as well. War Stomp onto the Homunculi. Tries to get a big Star Surge. Or sorry, Starfire. And is able to kind of connect with that. Does pretty good damage. We are going to see a Dispersion. There's the Psychic Stream. Instantly trinketed out of. Here is going to be a Grenade. Mind Blast into Shadow Word Death is enough to finish off Moonfire. GG.
Man, what? That was a battle right there in that round. Just to remind you, this is 3 out of 5. 2 out of 3 throughout the tournament. Finals are 3 out of 5. The So if you were saying the 1-to-1, it is the pre-stacking before. Hosey was right. It's in the rule book. The pre-stacking beforehand to gain the advantage. The thing that we can't replicate is like an identical arena setting. So this is like think of the arena setting, and that's what we're trying to replicate. We're trying to come as close to that as we can. And that's what the pre-stack is about. Is that in the arena setting, you wouldn't be able to do that. There wouldn't be a that option.
All right, kind of getting distracted there, but this duel is going to get started. Full dots onto Moonfire. Psychic Stream is going to come out, but it breaks pretty quickly because of all the damage coming out. Moonfire at about half HP right now. Shadow Word Death connecting once again. Wild Growth is going to come out. Will he get Blanket Silence? He's Blanket Silence. Let's go back into bear form. Is he going to get a bash off? Does get the bash off. There's going to be a Power Shield cycled out from our friend right here. Is the Mind Blast going to connect? It does. Wild Vine Potion from Moonfire. It's about half HP right now. Getting lower. Big stun proc coming out onto Josito right now as there's a dispersion afterwards. And you are going to see Grandmaster Arena Trinket utilized as well. Flash heal once, flash heal twice. Feeling better. Is a Starfire? No, Starfire connect. It does actually go off in time. Just as traditional healing potion from Hosey. Doesn't want to risk it with the Wild Vine Potion at all. Big Starfire connecting. And there is going to be a death, but it's not enough. This one goes to Moonfire. Tied up 1-to-1.
Dang, a war between these two right now. Stream Snipe, what's up, man? Hey, Stream Snipe, are you the Stream Snipe gnome mage that one hit me yesterday or last week in the Crossroads? And then did you join? Like, is your Discord name Stream Snipe? Because if so, it's crazy that you have Stream Snipe like across the board. If all those are you. Yeah, I was so when you one hit me, like, I was literally just because I can't see my health or anything, you know. At least I wasn't looking at it because I was watching the fight, and all of a sudden I was just dead. I was like, what? And then I saw a little gnome just like hop out of nowhere. All right, and they're off.
Yep, going into just Boom Conform right now. There's the Blanket Silence. Into the Blackout proc. Doesn't mean, not that it's super relevant, but it is going to be on a potential DR. Big Starfire potentially. It felt like that's the prio for the Druid to try to win this is big Starfires. And you're seeing the procs come out too. Both these players do have that 50% chance. And another big Starfire is enough to finish him off. 2-1.
Moonfire. This is it. He needs one more round. Josito has to win this round if he wants to take first place. All he needs is one more round, Moonfire. And he is this week's winner.
This is the best of 5. So Moonfire needs another one here.
I'm literally on the edge of my seat.
Dude, this
is incredible.
It's been a dramatic day. There's a lot riding here. Like, I really thought Priest was going to handily win this one. It's a good matchup. I feel like it's changed some over time. You're seeing just a lot more Starfires, like really forcing out Starfires, even if it means like a Monkeyless is beating on you, because Eclipse does like get you some of that pushback mitigated. We are going to see a grenade come down. Is it going to connect? It does. Not connect, but
what a throw!
The Mechanized seem to be chasing him. There's a big Starfire coming down onto Hosey there. Into the Star Surge afterwards. Big potion. Flash to heal himself back up. There's the Blanket Silence going to come down. Moonfire just kiting away. There's a Star Surge. Are we going to see it into the Starfire afterwards? Heals himself back up. Wildvine Potion. There it is. Ooh, Dispersion comes out and mitigates that Starfire. We're seeing another one right now, and there is a proc as well for the stun. Hosey limping away. Power Shield cycled. Tries to heal himself. There's a big Starfire. Wrath, Moonfire, Star Surge, and Moonfire takes this one and wins this tournament. Tournament number 2 from Rift Esports. GG.
Well, even after the potential little hiccup there from the pre-mob attack,
You know,
Fire brings it in for a 3-1.
it was. I get that was drama there. I think that what half the problem was the communication between team and player was minimal. They were like just kind of yelling and /say. We hardly knew what was going on. As soon as we did, I feel like we handled it pretty quickly. It's unfortunate. It's drama. You handled that in the best way you could. Just rematch, do it over again. It's the finals. Boom. Yeah, GG's to both these players. Moonfire takes this one.
That was an amazing fight.
Yeah.
That was incredible. Great tournament. Let's take a look at the bracket section real quick, just to see let me make this final. Okay, there it is, and here we are. We saw Moonfire take out Beast, who took over Gorgish's spot. You with the Feds, Hazanian, Ecto, Zito Jones. Beast was a druid or shaman?
Shaman.
I think he was a shaman.
Yep.
So we saw Moonfire take out 2 shamans, or 3 shamans actually, a warlock and a shadow priest. Those are some serious classes to take down. Josito fought his way through, taking out 3 shadow priests, a mage, and couldn't quite finish there with Moonbeam.
I feel like each week the metas felt a little different. Classes have been changed some. These guys are dueling a lot more with stuff like this happening. It's like I felt like the name of the game was like pump Starfires, man. Because one crits and then the druid just, if it crits, it just kind of wins. Like I was surprised to see it, honestly, because it could be hard to get hard cast off versus all the melee, but Eclipse does reduce knockback, so very interesting to see that play out. I wasn't expecting it. GG.
Yeah, great. Well done. Very well done. Played perfectly. I mean, he did the same thing against Ecto, and he's playing against a Warlock. He played that to perfection. So Moonfire was he was on his A game tonight, came in and won it. Very well done. Moonfire, you want to come in? I'm sure Farmer Jeff has some questions for you. We are in the WoW Lounge channel. While we wait, for anybody who's watching right now, you see below me the discord.gg/Rift Esports. Big deal for us. We just hit over 1,000 members today. We got ourselves a comma, which is nice. We're now in the explore servers, whatever. We're in there now. Awesome. It might not mean anything to you, but to us, the fact that we've been, working so hard at this, and we have a behind the scenes team, everything that we do. We actually have people working on everything. So it's cool that it happened. It's just a milestone for us, and I'm very happy. Congratulate myself, right? Congratulate us.
Yeah.
Sparky, Aang, JD, Sato. I mean, everybody. Now we have Jeff on the team. Jerome is doing some behind the scenes stuff. Sailor Mani, who's in chat. She's a mod.
Yeah,
He
thanks
supports
for
us
doing
like
these
crazy.
tourneys. They're sick.
What's up, Moonfire?
Hey, buddy.
What up, dude?
Well done.
I'm just as shocked as myself. I was pretty shook because I honestly didn't know that I broke a rule. Someone recommended doing that, and I was like, sounds sus, but it's not a rule, right? That was my thought process. I was like, whatever, anything to get the dub. And then I guess I broke a rule, and then I was like cool with redoing it, and I brought it back.
I understand there's hard feelings. It was like one of those where I was trying to process what was happening, because when we're in here trying to cast and give a show, and I'm only seeing a couple things in /say because our UIs are set up in such a fashion, I'm only catching so much. So I'm like, what is even, trying to figure out what the hell is going on even is kind of like one thing. And, trying to make it a production while you're casting, while you're like, okay, now there's all this, now there's rule breaking drama. Okay, now I have to shift gears, and it can be tough. So
Well, where I went wrong with the rules, how there's rules at the very top, 3 tabs. I didn't know that you had to click all these tabs, 0 through 12, and look at everything.
Oh yes, like the index is there, and then it's
Yeah,
just
I
in case you
had
want to look
never
for that
looked
very
at that.
specific one, you click the button, it'll show the rules. So that
Yeah.
anybody who's watching right now, if you're questioning that where Josito got that, once again, discord.gg/rift esports. If you look in the rulebook-wow channel, you'll see a rulebook where you can click on those buttons to find expansive, pretty detailed rules in there actually.
Yeah, that's my honest mistake. I thought what you typed in the where we were all talking, I thought everything you typed recently, and then the stuff above the rule book, that's all I knew of.
So this is
But
something to
you
keep
live and
in
you learn.
mind. This is something to keep in mind too. It's like we just came from, and I don't think people are bearing this in mind too. Is like we just came from a no rule tournament, so like
know.
everything is an addition. So it's like to go from that to then be like, oh shit, stepping on a line. It's like it can be tough. Like we'll transition into it. People will figure out those rule sets better, how to read and where those rule sets are. I didn't even know you could pull down fully. Like I'm still getting accustomed to it. It's so new to all of us that it's like, we'll ease into it. We'll figure it out and. Yeah, it'll be sick.
Mhm.
But yeah. I had to kind of like comprehend what was going on, and it's like, okay, yeah, probably can't do that.
Stream Snipe
Yeah.
says that it actually says you can kill single mob, but that was off of a. I didn't know that Starfire worked off of a single mob like that,
That's
so
like
I
I
couldn't
feel like that
change
rule
it,
for
but-
single mob is to like clear the dueling area, right?
Yeah, that was the the point of that is basically that. Yeah, like if there is a mob in there and you don't want to accidentally target it, hitting tab or whatever, just get rid of
Yeah.
it. But I had no
You can put
idea
on
that
player
Stars.
only tab, which is nice.
Because I didn't even really think about it. You'd think like I've done a couple tournaments with Noose. I've done now a couple with you. It hasn't really been a thing where Eclipse has been pre-stacked or it's been an issue with that. Now to be fair, I guess a couple of mine were phase 1, but yeah,
they were mostly phase 1. I wasn't as prepared for the last dual tourney. I think if
Yeah.
I prepared hard and did stuff like that, and like, because the plan is to get the stack in drop combat in Vispot, enhance Starfire, and then if you have Gnomish cloaking, you do it again. You Star Surge, you Gnomish cloaking device, and then huge Starfire again, and then there's nothing they can do.
it is.
But
That is
Gnomish cloaking
crazy.
device is an hour, so I didn't have it. I actually wasted it versus that lock it was Drain Life Tick and got it.
I love seeing that play. I've seen that a couple times on Henhouse, but it's been a long time, and it's even more applicable when you can like power out like a super Starfire like that. That was neat to see that. And honestly,
Yeah.
one of those where it was first mentioned, I was like, when people were saying in the slash day, like, oh, there's getting stacked up. I'm like, what stacks are we even talking about right now? And then it's like, oh,
Yeah.
Eclipse. Oh, okay, da. It's just like new shit, runes and everything else. I didn't even think about doing that because it's something you naturally do with your Boomkin in the world and when you're playing it, but it's not necessarily something you do prepare for before a duel, at least not till now.
Yeah, I had to target dummy as pets too because target dummy only shares cooldowns with like Hellstone and like if you're 60, those like tubers and shit.
Mm.
So I could have target dummy the pet pretty much every duel. I think.
I think that's the play when you're that many pets are allowed.
Interesting.
I know that's something that's going to be fine tuned too because like nobody likes fighting a menagerie, but yeah, that's
Because
a
it's tough
great
to watch
solution.
too when you have that
Yeah.
that much commotion on the screen.
Yeah, it
It's
really
tough
is.
to see what's going on.
Yeah, there was a couple duels that was almost like losing focus because there were so many pets and things going on. Oh, here's a question. It felt like tonight, to not a non-dramatic note, tonight, wildline potions. A lot of people were using them. Is this something you guys have been
Yeah.
experimenting with in duels lately?
I just rolled the dice, dude. I used like 6 of them.
Okay.
And it seemed every time I popped in and was looking at my HP and mana, it just shot up. Like one of them crit, dude.
Yeah.
1,500.
Yeah. There was a couple of times I felt you boys would use it, and I'm like, what the hell? They rolled so high. It felt more often than not it was rolling mid-roll at least. When again, a lot of people are using them tonight. I was surprised by that. Pretty cool tech.
Yeah, because it can roll low but then crit, so it's like double RNG.
Oh, that's sick.
Moonfire, he had momentum from the start. Last night, he's like, I think I'm gonna win it.
Yeah,
I was like, get it, man, win it. He said, I'm feeling
I've
it.
been practicing a lot. So the last little tourney, I had 0 practice, and I bought all my consumes right when I woke up before the tourney. Because I don't know. I feel like everything was pretty unclear, so I just didn't know what to do. But this one was sick. I liked because I had like the perfect amount of bag space for this one. If it was the no rules, I can't even get everything. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Impossible.
It gets to be too much with potions. Like I'm experimenting with a little tourney this Friday, and like I think the lad I was running with wants to do like protections and stuff like that, which is I think fine. But I think long term that just it's kind of a gold sink. It's kind of a bag space sink, honestly.
That second duel, I pulled out the student fonder, the sleeping bag consume.
What's that do again? Someone was saying that. There's so many
Gives
goofy
you
things.
600
now.
health, 600 mana, 40 rage, and 100 energy.
That's that's fucking cheesy, dude. I don't. There's so many things that it's like, where do you start if you want to start implementing? It's like you have to have a deep knowledge of everything WoW related that already existed, and that's being created now because it's like a whole new meta of consumes and buffs, and I didn't even know it did that. I'll be honest with you. I try to stay up to date with a lot of stuff, but like, I'll be honest. There's runes I don't know. There's interactions that I still am learning. Like, there's a lot going on inside.
Yeah,
I did the best I
and to
could.
be
I
fair,
went through
oh,
every single consumable. I literally went to the auction house consumables and just hit next on the screen until I would read it and be like, all right, this goes on the list.
Yeah. To be fair too, I asked two of my things I use that are controversial, the fonder and the elixir. I asked Reef about both those things. I actually tried to get them both banned, but obviously if they weren't banned, I'm gonna use them.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%, buddy. That's.
I just didn't want it
like-
last minute,
Yeah, no, it's fair. Yeah, I get it.
This just told me
But
my
I'm also
bit
not
rate
gonna
is
go and
super
tell
low.
everybody like, hey, make sure you get this.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel that. Well, shit. Thanks
That was
for
fun.
thanks for playing. Congrats on the win, man. We'll be doing more of these, So
Yeah, every
I'll
week.
be here next week.
So
cool.
let me pull this up. Let me see if we have anybody still watching here. Oh, we got over 100 people. Yeah, Moonfire, are you streaming right now?
Yes, sir. I'll be streaming most.
I'll
of
read
the
you for the win. So send me your Venmo. I prefer Venmo, but if you
Yeah,
have
I
PayPal
have
as well,
I have
just
that.
send me that information. I'll send you your prize. Link up with Speedy. Speedy owes you 50 gold. Hosey, if you're still watching, link up with Speedy. He owes you 50 gold. And then Demanu gets 25 gold for the win. Shout out to Speedy for donating 125 gold this week.
Yeah, he's a legend. He already gave me 50.
Everyone's
so-
already been paid the gold. Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Dang, nice.
What a lad.
Speedy's on it. It's Speedy's Speedy, I
I don't know if my Venmo, like,
Speedy.
I don't know if I have to set some stuff up, but do you think I can set you up tomorrow with it?
Yeah, no rush. Whenever.
Okay.
I
okay,
owe you
cool.
$100.
Yeah.
Yeah, hit me up and I'll send it to you. If PayPal's easier, I can use that too. I just prefer Venmo because PayPal kind
You
of
get
has some
more. I
sketchy
get more
like
money from
chargeback
Venmo,
stuff.
right?
Yeah, and PayPal will charge you a huge chunk. Not
Yeah,
huge,
fuck
but like
that. I have
15%
a-
or whatever.
I have a Venmo. I just gotta make sure I can get into it. It's been a while.
Cool, brother. Well, yeah, what is your? Are you Moonfire Beam on there? Here. Moonfire Beam, yes, you are. Cool. So we'll do that up now, just for anybody who's still watching. Every week, next Wednesday, get ready. Starting 7 a.m. tomorrow. Registration for next week will open. Prizes for next week as well. Looking to bring it in after next week will probably be when you'll start seeing ranks because we've now had 2 tournaments after 3. It's about enough to start throwing in ranks, I think. So basically, after next Wednesday, you're gonna see a new channel pop up in WoW that will show you everybody ranked. Top 16 is probably what it'll show.